stop every 20 minutes to make sure.
Hopefully you don't take everything down on your way over.
No, I won't. So,
I like this couch.
it's nice, isn't it?
It's almost as nice as the one in the library.
Are you talking about the one right on the window? Or
No, it's
There's another couch in the library that I don't know about? Like be sleeping on?
Right. Are we talking about the really, really soft blue one?
I haven't seen one.
Oh my gosh, you need to try it. Oh my gosh. I got back from college one day and I was just like, I'm going to the library. And Ben was in there and we're sitting at the table, we're like, why are we not sitting on the couch? So we walk over, we go to sit down and we just sink into it.
Oh my god. Awesome. Well, Martin has like 5 couches in his classroom, and I'm pretty sure I've taken a nap on every one of them.
One for every day of the week.
Yeah, man. Including Friday.
Including Friday. Yeah, because if you don't have any classes, you can just sleep Friday away. At least half of it.
Okay. So, I designed the questions in an attempt to, oh hey, it's right there. I'm not going to bring that one up. Okay. And so I designed these questions in the attempt to get answers that would connect to what happened with your dad. But if you don't want to talk about that, then that's fine. And I know you said you didn't want the fact, like where you live, to be posted.
Yeah.
And so to avoid that, we won't print where you live at all. You might want to say like who you live with, just to give that insight. But
well, technically, in the school record, it says I'm living with my grandparents, but I won't be living with my grandparents until golf season starts. So.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to say that you're living with your grandparents, then that's fine. We won't put this in the video, obviously, because. But yeah, if you want to say that you're living.
Wait, we're recording right now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
This is something we'll obviously be cutting out, but it's making me nervous because yeah, if
we could just move that, just in case it's like right in the shot.
We actually probably should move this one. Christmas.
I feel like we're not Christmassy enough.
Hey,
you have very festive stuff on.
Slippers.
Yeah, no, I just pale in comparison. I mean, I've got a jingle bell, but
Jingle bell.
that is a fancy laptop.
It's nice, isn't it? You want to see Windows 8?
There's Windows 8 on it?
Yes.
I think I have Windows 7, my laptop I got from my grandma. Holy flip.
It's nice.
That's very nice.
Finesse.
Yeah, mine's like 4 years old. And then I just got it from my grandma, though.
I just got it on Friday. Okay. So we're gonna start out with just some basic stuff like your age and grade.
I'm currently 17 and in my 11th year.
All right. How long have you been at Taft?
Since 7th grade.
Nice.
Before that, I went to Ocean Lake, so.
Have you been in Lincoln City all your life?
Otis.
Otis. So yeah, in the Lincoln County school system.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what is everyday life for you? Like walk me through a day of your life.
Okay, I get up at 4 in the morning, really, really early. We drive to Lincoln City and I stop at Michaela Blackstock's house, and then we take a nap until 7 o'clock, and then we ride the bus to school. Normal school day, I have college classes in the morning, high school in the afternoon, and then I go home.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you feel like you're living the same life as everybody else at Taft?
That I would be lying if I said I was.
Okay.
Just taken by the circumstances, but it's not really that different.
Right. Why do you think you would be different?
Just the way I handle things, I guess. Like, I see people freaking out over tiny little things every day.
Yeah.
And I just look at them and I'm like, I wouldn't even give that a second thought.
Right, yeah. So my next question is, what do you think makes you different? Is that kind of what you think makes you different?
Yeah, I try to figure out what really matters. I prioritize things, like, if one of my friends is upset because they're hitting a rough spot with their boyfriend or something, I just kind of look at them and think, do you realize that, like, 99% of high school relationships end?
Yeah.
Why is that so important to you?
Right. So, with what happened with your father over the summer, were you how did it make you feel to, see your family in the headlines, and to, every way you looked, people were wondering what was going on with you? But how was that for you and your family?
We actually talked about this. At first, we all agreed it was really, really weird, just because nobody in the town really knew anything about my family except for the ones that were close to us. So suddenly we're on the news one night, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't know this was going on and stuff. And suddenly it was like everybody wanted to know everything. And we were talking about it, and we were watching the news that night, actually. It was like 10 o'clock. We were at my grandparents' house, and we were watching the news, and it was so wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't the story at all. They had things like, we were locked in our bedrooms, and my grandma was locked in our house too, and none of this stuff was true. I heard all of these rumors, like he had hogtied us, and he had tried to, like, kill us, and that my mom was in on it.
What?
I know, just these ridiculous things, and it was just like, where are you guys getting this?
Yeah, it seems like, especially in that kind of situation, it could be touchy to get the right information, and if you don't, then it's...
Well, that was the thing about it. We had been talking to people. This was the first day, and all of these rumors and stuff. And my mom and my sister were just complete, I'm not sure what you would call that. It's not culture shock. I don't know what it would be. But my sister had posted something on Facebook, like, telling everyone we were okay, but it was so formal. She was just like, we don't want to answer any questions right now, if you're please. And I didn't read it, and I had posted my own. And then I had compared them because I stumbled across them. And my sister's was like, arm's length away, don't talk to us right now. And mine was just like, thanks for everyone who cares and stuff. And it was just weird.
Yeah. So, can you tell us, from your perspective, what did happen that day? Because I would think that everybody, pretty much everybody in town and in the school, knows the news version, the newspaper version. From the person who was actually there and the person who actually lived it, can you tell us what happened?
Well, to tell the story in full, you would have to understand that my dad is a bipolar alcoholic with depression. So, and he's passive aggressive, and those are a bunch of things you really don't want, and especially not together.
Yeah.
So, this had been going on my entire life.
Yeah.
And this actually started with dinner. My dad had said he had put all of dinner away and stuff. No big deal. So we all went to bed. The next morning, we were woken up at 2 a.m. to blaring rock music, every light on in the house, and my dad slamming the door on his way out to work.
Okay.
So this was a weekend. I think it was a Saturday. No, it was a Sunday. And my sister and I had taken my cat, Little Dude, because previous things have happened to our other cats when my dad was upset. And so we took Little Dude up to our house that we had gotten from our great aunt in McMinnville. So we stayed there up there for about half the day. And we came home and stopped by the house, and my dad wasn't home. So we're like, okay, we don't want to deal with him when he's doing his thing, whatever. So we went into town to wait for my mom. So my mom got off work, and we went home. We were home for about half an hour when Dad came home from work. And just just for the record, this is going to be a long story.
No problem at all. We have all period, and then I think yeah, we also have third period if you're free. So.
Yeah, I have first through third open.
Yes.
So we come home, and we're home for about half an hour, and my dad comes home. And my mom had gone into the kitchen to get something to drink, and Dad walks through, and you can just kind of feel the tension in the air and stuff, and we knew this was going to happen. So, not this specifically, not this drastically, but we knew this was
something was going to happen.
Because it always does, or it always did. Still working on the past tense.
Yeah.
So he just kind of starts talking, but you can feel the tension. They're not talking about what happened and everything, and so he says something to start the conversation, but he yells, like, yeah. And my mom's just talking to him calmly, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But he just does his thing, and I can't remember exactly, like, point for point, but he kind of walks through this archway that we had, and he goes into the living room where my sister and I are sitting on each of the couches, and he's just livid and frustrated and yelling and all of that. Well, he picks up the far end of the couch that my sister's not sitting on and kind of tosses it. And so she stands up, I stand up, then he goes behind the little couch that I was sitting on and throws it, and it kind of hit me in the leg, but it went away after a month. So it was just sore. And then he goes over to the archway again, and it's just plaster and stuff, like a normal wall, and he kind of kicks it in, so there's this gaping hole, and he points at us, he's like, you have to pay for that. And it's just like, wow. So he goes back into the kitchen, and he's still yelling through all of this, and he picks up this vase that my mom had, and he just kind of throws it. My mom's in the living room with us at this point, and he just throws it, and it kind of passes like a foot near my mom, and at that point we're just like, no, this is not gonna happen. Then he throws the coffee pot, just like the vase, but it was sorry, it was farther away from us. So my mom and my sister are livid at this point, so we're freaked out, because this is extreme.
So something like this, like he's never gotten that angry before.
Oh no, he's gotten that angry before, but not to this extent.
Yeah, like not throwing things and at the point where he could hurt you guys.
No, he's done that.
He's done that before.
When I was in kindergarten, actually, he was drunk, and my mom came home to him passed out on the bed, and Lissa and I just sitting there watching TV. I was in kindergarten. She was like second grade, I want to say. And so he wakes up drunk, and that was on Christmas Eve. And first time in my life I got threatened for my life with a shotgun. And he got arrested after he ran and tackled my mom, and my 9-year-old sister had to call the cops. He went to jail after that, and that was Christmas.
Yeah.
We spent it with my grandparents. But back to the actual story. So he threw the coffee pot and stuff, and he had just rebought this 22 rifle thing. Like, it was really weird, like unfolded. I didn't even understand. But it had been sitting behind the couch. So my sister grabs that, and she starts screaming at him, and she's just livid, and she tells him to leave. And he's just like yelling and pointing still. So my mom calmly walks into her room and grabs her shotgun as he's walking out the door. And he gets into his truck, and he takes off and stuff, and he spins mud all over my sister's truck, and he leaves. So my mom tells us, okay, pack whatever's vital, we're leaving, we're not coming back. And we know we might not have the chance to come back because my dad's insane.
Yeah.
So we start grabbing everything we can. everything that's important. I grab all of my old sketchbooks, all of my old writing, everything that's important. There's only a couple important things that I didn't get out, like my mom's flute. I really wanted that. Now
You regret not grabbing it.
yeah, it's just one of those things. I have to get all new sports memorabilia stuff for my time in golf and things. We didn't get any of my sister's baby books, but we got mine. So just things like that. But I grabbed most of the important things to me. And then he comes back about... No, I was in the hallway. My mom was in the garage. She had grabbed my golf clubs for me. Love her so much. And my sister's in the kitchen because she had just loaded another box into her truck. And so she's walking, and we hear the truck, and she says, "Mom, he's back, and he has gas." We find out later that it wasn't gas, it was diesel, which burns worse in some cases. But so at that point, we're frantic. We're grabbing the last things we can, and so he's walking in, and he has 2 gasoline cans full of diesel. So he's just kind of shaking it back and forth and putting it on everything, all over the carpet and stuff. He's walking through the house, and the whole time he's just saying, "You better get out, I'm gonna light it." So that was great. And he comes down the hallway with it, down towards our bedrooms and stuff, and this whole time I'm not freaking out internally, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I've been through things like this, not this drastic again, but yeah. And this whole time I'm just chanting in my head through the 15 minutes, 20 minutes I'm packing my stuff to when he's actually doing this. And I'm just chanting, "You're okay, it's okay, you're fine." And it just worked, I guess.
Yeah. So
we have everything out, the garage door's open, my mom's car's in the garage, and my sister's out front with her truck. Dad's in the front entrance, and he's got like a pack of matches. And so I run out to the garage. My mom's already outside, and my sister's outside. And I hear Lissa say, "He's got matches." And I'm like, "Oh, no."
Yeah, like he's not playing around.
No. That's obvious at
Yeah.
this point. It's obvious this is happening.
Yeah.
So, he lights it, and he just tosses it, and you just see flames just leap, and I'm just like, wow. And I'm in the garage, and my mom tosses me her keys, and she's like, "Move my car out of the garage," because she's, I think, helping Lessa with something. But I don't know how to drive. I was not aware that you had to turn on the car before you could put it into drive and stuff. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't move the car. The house is on fire, and I'm in the garage. So I'm like, I jump out of the car. I'm like, "Mom, I don't know how to do this." So she gets in the car. She pulls it back. She tosses me my keys, and I do the same thing with my car. Then I shut it off and turn it back on and fix it and stuff. And I finally figure out what's wrong. So I back that up. Almost hit my sister's truck because I'm a little bit frantic.
Yeah.
But understandable.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we have the cars back far enough that they're safe. And my dad has moved his pickup or the log truck, I can't remember which, down our driveway. And our driveway is kind of narrow. It's like enough to fit a log truck through, obviously.
Yeah.
But they have to back up. And
I'm gonna restart this video over here. I understand.
I don't know, I don't think you're giving it enough attention. It's a bomb!